Before starting this session, again, I would like to tell you the purpose of these sessions and what we are going to do. As I already mentioned, okay, that we are going to do the editorial discussion here, and that will be helpful for your SSB interview, your examinations like CAPF, where you have to write the answers on various issues. And obviously, SSB has various testing procedures, whether it is your GD interview and in lecturate. There is time where you have to talk about, or you can say give your opinion on certain issues that is happening around the world. So these editorials will be helpful for you in that way. But more important, apart from these editorials, we'll be focused on the things which is related to your personality, because the major aspect of personality is that comes with your power of expression, and that power of expression is associated with your English communication also. So these sessions will be completely in English language, and all explanation will be done in that way. But even in any case you are not able to get any part of the editorial or any part of session, you are open to ask your doubts. Okay, I will try to explain the things in very simple words and very slowly. If in case at any point, I'm telling you, this is for you, this is not for me. Okay, so if any case or any point of session you are not able to understand, if you feel that I'm going too fast, so you can let me know at the very point. We can make it in any language that you are comfortable. Obviously I do not know any other language apart from Hindi and English. ठीक है, बाकी पंजाबी विच बोलना है तो असी से भी बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है, पंजाबी आई बिलीव यहाँ पे कोई नहीं होगा, है ना? ऐसा है, पंजाबी तो नहीं है कोई?
नो सर.
निधि निधि गुजराती है, गुजराती नहीं आती निधि मेरे को. ठीक है, ठीक है. So Hindi and English will be the thing. Okay, if there is any problem, any point you're not able to understand, please let me know, and you can interrupt me at the very point. Okay, that is no need to wait for it, that okay I will end the topic, then you will ask your doubts. It's totally up to you, but you are open to ask your doubts, remember. Okay, then moreover, the timings, as I said, discussed, and we have said, it will be around 8:30. Okay, and max to max will be spending 1.5 hours in these sessions. Okay, in that we'll be covering editorials, and obviously this is the very first day. Here I am explaining the editorial, and I will be reading the editorial for you, and I will be giving the explanation. But from now onwards, from day 2, whatever editorials I am giving to you, you have to read, because again that would be not enough in a day. If you are spending 25 to 30 minutes in reading an editorial, whatever you understood, whatever, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is complete or incomplete, it hardly matters. The only thing matters to me here is how much you are expressive. Okay, irrespective of thinking that whether this thing is right or wrong, do not think right and wrong, do not think good or bad. Okay, that is my part. Okay, and no one is here to judge you. Even if they are judging, that hardly matters, because you, wherever you go for yourself, to present yourself, to assess yourself, like SSB boards, they are also going to judge you. Okay, depending upon your communication, your knowledge, then only you will get assessed. Okay, so make sure you are expressive here, because if you are not expressive here, then other places will be difficult for you. Okay, so there should be an initiation, there should be a starting point. So this will be your starting point, where you start expressing yourself openly. Okay, don't think about right and wrong, whether you understood right thing or wrong thing, it doesn't matter. First start expressing yourself, and right or wrong will become automatically. Okay, it is a process, it's not a 1 day or 2 day game. But yes, you eventually, with continuity, with consistency, you will able to understand things in a much better way, and there will be improvement. Okay, there will be a scope of improvement, and always people strive for growth, strive for improvement, which will help you. Okay, then whatever explanation you bring here, remember, now from now onwards, everyone try to express themselves in English only. Okay, because English is a communication language, you have to be comfortable with the language. Okay, don't think too much. Whatever be the corrections are there made by me only, I will correct you. Okay, and there is no harm to be get corrected by anyone. Okay, because you also learning, I'm also learning. We are in a phase, we are in a situation where we all are learning. So when we are learning, we should be open to healthy criticism, where those criticisms are meant for your growth. Okay, so irrespective of your level of English, make sure you express yourself. Okay, you ask your doubts in English, you communicate with me in English, so that that language taboo that you have, okay, that English, how to communicate, how to get comfortable with the language, you eventually, that taboo should be removed. Okay, and there should be a sense of comfortability. There should be a sense of calmness in your mind whenever you are talking in English. Okay, because if you, sometimes what we do now, when we start speaking English, we try to copy, and when we try to copy those who are good in English, and those who are good in English speak English in a bit faster way. But you do not need to speak English fast. Remember this thing. Okay, keep it slow. Pronounce each and every word slowly and calmly, because whenever you forcibly, when you will consciously putting emphasis on each and every word, you will be more calm, you will be more comfortable with the language. So do not rush, do not go in a hurry, because if right now I'm explaining you things in English. Okay, and if you have seen me 4 years back or 5 years back, I was a person who tend to speak English, but rush in a hurry. Okay, I was also not good in English, but right now also I have developed certain level that yes, I can speak in English with a calm voice and a confident voice. Okay, so similarly, it's just a starting. So whenever you are start with the slow and composed tone, because that composed tone will show your calmness. Even if you are having a nervousness in your mind, in your head, in your heart, but still that calmness should be on your speaking. Remember this thing, because that will help you whenever you are sitting in a screening process, PPT, narration, GD, and even when you go into the 5 day process inside the SSB board, whenever you are expressing yourself in front of an interview officer, one-on-one interview, that calmness should be there, because calmness is equivalent to confidence. If you are not calm, you lack confidence. Even if you have confidence, but you are not calm, but you are not fluent with the words, you are getting stuck with the words, that seems there is a certain kind of nervousness that is interrupting you. Okay, so remember this thing. So that calmness should be there. No need to hurry, no need to rush, do not, no need to copy anyone who is good and fluent and saying the words, saying the sentences very fast. Develop your tempo, develop your tone in which you speak your native language, in which tone or in which pace you speak Hindi or English, whatever, in Hindi or any other language that you speak. So try to get that tone, try to get that modulation. Again, there is a lot of things that whenever a person is speaking, there are a lot of things to be done. But yeah, the very first stage is that calmness. So when you're calm, when you're comfortable with the language, that will definitely help you. Okay, and moreover, I will be keep updating with vocabulary. I hope you are making notes of those vocab. If not, get through it. Okay, and definitely once try those words in your day to day life, and use those words in your day to day life. There are a lot of common words that you can use in your communication, use in your explanation. Okay, there are a lot of terminologies. While we read the article editorial, now I'll show you certain words that you can use in your communication. Okay, so that should be picked, because see, it is necessary, because these editorials are written by those who are very good in English. They are very good command on vocab. So obviously in the very first stages we are not able to copy them exactly, but yes, eventually, slowly we can develop ourselves where we have a good vocab, where we have a good sentence framing. Okay, so it will come with the time. But point is, here you need to invest that time consistently, so that ultimately you can see your growth, you can see your weaknesses also, and you can improve upon it. Okay, and this session will be recorded. Okay, each and every session will be given to you as a recording. Now either on the drive link, and or either on the Telegram group that we have made, I'll let you know Okay, but the recordings will be available. You can go through the recording also. Okay, for revision, for practice with the date and the topic. Everything will be mentioned properly, so that in future, after a span of 1 month, 1.5 months, 2 months, when you see those recordings, okay, you are able to understand like which part is being discussed in the video or in the class. Okay, clear? Shall we move now? Clear? Any doubts till now? Anyone? Anyone want to say anything? Follow me.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Shall we move on the today's tutorial?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So as I told you, like we are going to discuss. This is a very first article, obviously, very first day. So I didn't give you any task, but from tomorrow onwards, you will be given a task. One editorial a day, 3 to 4 editorials in a week. Then we do GD, lecturate, all of these things which help you to grow as a person and improve your power of expression and command on English language. So that will be done. Okay. So 3 4 editorials in a week. Then we have 4 weeks. That means roughly 10 to 12 articles, 10 to 15 articles in a month. That would be a good number. Considering that you remember those articles, you are continuously using those relations in upcoming discussions or lecturate. Say that is important. We will keep it in a revision mode also. Okay, it is not like we are reading any editorial and we are forgetting the contents of it. We keep it in a revision mode and make notes out of it. Okay, for your make a separate notebook where you are only writing about editorials, so that when your SSB come closer, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you can revise those core concepts. Because again, told you one more time that after this session, make sure you make the notes. Okay, because see, every future event, whatever is going to happen in the future, is interlinked with the past. So if you know the event that has happened in the past, then only you were able to relate it. So make sure you make your notes very crisp, very handy, so that you will able to revise it in a short period of time and you will able to understand what you have read it. Okay, in both ways, and start practicing writing. I'm telling you, because when you go in SSB, you have to write stories back to back, 100 to 120 words for 12 stories. That means almost your 1000 to 1200 words. Okay, so your writing skill should be equally good. Okay, so this editorial writing will help you. So make notes. Okay, don't just read it, but make notes also. Okay, now how are India and Taliban relations are changing? Very important, because see, we have discussed that there was a foreign minister visit in India of Afghanistan, where he not only discussed a lot of things with our foreign minister, Dr. S. J. Shankar, but he also addressed media in India and visited a place in UP, that is Saranpur, and there is a madrasa there, that is Deobandi Madrasa. And I like to, I'll tell you a lot of stories like why only Saranpur, what is the significance of that place, and why only foreign minister visited there. Okay, we'll discuss a lot of historical part of India-Afghanistan relations, especially. Okay, now if you see the very first heading, that is story so far, that is the Indian government framed the visit by acting, that means short period of time, or you can say current foreign minister of Afghanistan Amir Khan Muttaqi and Taliban leader as an outreach to the people of Afghanistan. The visit coincided with the violent clash on the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. That is very important. Note down here that Afghanistan and Pakistan are continuously on a border clashes. Okay, because the Durand line is between Afghanistan and Pakistan also, and India Afghanistan also. There is a Durand line. Okay, so both borders have same name, so don't get confused. India Afghanistan and Afghanistan Pakistan both have Durand line. Now question comes here: why Afghanistan is in conflict with Pakistan? What is the reason here? And the reason is not the current, but the historical reason that comes into the picture. That's why Afghanistan Pakistan will discuss up in the upcoming part of this tutorial. I'll let you know a lot of things, because there is a lot of ideological issues here. Okay, and what is Tehreek-e Taliban Pakistan? Okay, and what is the role and where it resides, who controls it. A lot of questions are there and a lot of things to be discussed in this editorial. Let you know. Okay. Then how has India grown links with the Taliban? Now, see, I'll tell you one thing here. Now, this word Taliban, or this in this Taliban word, it emerged from a word that is called Talib. Okay. Now, Talib, who are Talibs? Now, I'll tell you. Now, go take you back to the point of history where in UP Saranpur, that is that this foreign minister Muttaqi visited actually. In at that place there was a madrasa that is called Deoband Madrasa. Now, what is Deoband? Actually, it is again a section of a group of people who follow Islam, but their Islam is different from other kind of Islams. We are aware of the groups that is Shia and Sunni in Islam, but again there is different sections. That one is called Wahhabi Islam and other is called Deoband Islam. Okay, or you can say Deoband Muslims or Wahhabi Muslims. Okay, Wahhabi Muslims are those Muslims which majorly believe on you can say Prophet Muhammad, and you can say they and his first three generations. Okay, those who believe this thing, those who believe in Prophet Muhammad, those who directly believe in Allah, so are called Wahhabi Muslims. Whereas these Deobandi Muslims are different. They are actually their emergence comes in 1866. That is very important to note down here. That in 1866, actually at that time, if you remember, this is a time where Britishers already occupied the major territory of India, and Britishers are ruling the Indian territory, and Muslims are integral part of India at that time also. Okay, and moreover here, that is very important, that because when Britishers expanded, not only Hindus were under those British atrocities, but those Muslims were also concerned about their existence. And here comes a person whose name is Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. I hope you heard his name in history, which played a very important role, or you can say been an integral part of independence also with Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, went to the Indian Muslims and said that we, if we want to grow, if we want our own identity, because there is an identity crisis also, and there is recognitions issues, because no one because being a minority, they have their own you can say worries, like whether we are able to survive in this nation or not, or there are a lot of things are going on. So where here Sir Syed Ahmad Khan told the Muslims that if you want to grow, if you want to want your own identity, then we need to adopt a British education system. Then we need to be with work according to British administration. But point is that these some section obviously get adopted with the British curriculum and British education, that some of our Indian people or Hindus get influenced with that. They adopted it, but some of people, some of group of people, they do not want to lose their own identity, which they are belong from this Deoband kind of thing. So they started a Deobandi. It is more of a movement. It is a Deobandi movement where they identify themselves as Deobandi Muslims. It is different from Wahhabi. They directly do not believe in Prophet Muhammad or first three generations. They are different from Wahhabi Muslims. Okay, although point is here, they both are part of Sunni Islam. Remember, Wahhabi and Deobandi also. Okay. Now in the now they over the time they constructed the madrasa, right? Obviously where you can say Islamic education is given in Saharanpur, UP. And in 1866, here actually you can say there is emergence of Deobandi kind of teaching, which is started by, there was a person whose name is Darul Ulum Deoband. That's why it is called Deobandi movement, because he started this movement. And ultimately there was a spread of this movement, and it reached till current Afghanistan. That is important to note down here. That means these people, those who are ruling the Afghanistan territory, these people are actually they are part of Deobandi movement, and they have been taught, they have been educated from this Saharanpur Madrasa, which is Deobandi Madrasa. So they are being taught, they have been, educated from there and reached to Pakistan also and Afghanistan. If I say Afghanistan, already Pakistan is included. So that's why now it is all get connected. Why Muttaqi, who is the foreign minister of Afghanistan, visited Saharanpur Deoband Madrasa. Okay, because they have a sense of belongingness. They belong to this place. And if you see, that is the reason Afghanistan never wanted to, get apart from India, because they have their roots that reside on Indian soil. So they never wanted to get away from this, even whatever be a situation. Now this is the very first reason that why India want to grow their relations with Afghanistan. But again, there are a lot of question marks, like because Afghanistan current ruling government, that is Taliban, follows Sharia law, which is very strict to women. Women are not allowed to get education. Women are not allowed to stand in public places. Women are not allowed to do jobs. So there are very strict rules regarding women. They have those hijab culture. Okay, so there have been very strict rules for the women. But if we are supporting Taliban, if we are having a good relation with Taliban, do we support these kind of laws? No, that doesn't mean that we are supporting it. We'll discuss in this article also, which is given very explained very well. So we'll discuss in that. But I'm just giving you an idea. Okay, so we do not directly support those you can say oppressive kind of laws, never. But having a good ties with Afghanistan is very important. Number one, because Afghanistan India has historical relations that I have given you the idea. Number two, that is strategic location, because if you see, if you can show you the map, see here. Everyone can see the map. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you see the map, this is the region. This is the region where actually Afghanistan. This is Afghanistan. Now, if you see, this is the international north-south transport corridor, which we want to expand to get connected with Russia, as you can see the route, and with the European countries through land route also and sea route also. So that is very important note here, that Afghanistan is a key player to give us entry towards Central Asian countries, because Pakistan already restricted their road, or you can say land mass, for our transport. They do not allow to reach, even when we want to give humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan, which we keep on doing, which we discuss in editorial also, that Pakistan didn't allow. We have to do that through Iran's Chabahar Port. So that's why Afghanistan become more important or more geographically strategic location for ourselves, to not only having a good control and command over INSTC, but also getting a route towards the Central Asian countries. Got it? Clear? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now second thing is, it is very important, because we have currently, if I talk about current scenario, Bangladesh went into total regime change. Okay, the democratic government changed by the appointed person. Okay, by the interim government. Similar thing happened in Nepal. Okay, China is already a threat to us. Pakistan always been a troubling partner to us. And if you see having so much uncertainties in neighborhood, then Afghanistan, and if we cannot afford losing Afghanistan at any cost. Remember this thing. So we are bound, not only because of our cultural ties, but also because of those geographical and strategic locations of Afghanistan, and whatever happening in our neighborhood. Okay, whatever happening in our neighborhood, that is very important here. ठीक है, ये मैप थोड़ा सा गलत है, तो ऐसे बना देते हैं, ये अपना ही है सारा. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा और ठीक है, चलो ये है आपका LOC, ठीक है। तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि अल्टीमेटली Afghanistan plays a very crucial role. So again, that's why I've told you, having talks with Afghanistan government, that doesn't mean we support the ideology that they follow. No, but strategically, this country is very important. This is the second reason I told you. Third, number three, that this region, Afghanistan is very rich in lithium and rare earth elements. Lithium, everyone knows lithium batteries, lithium ion battery, very core product of batteries that we are transiting. Okay, we are doing electrification, so we need those lithium in our batteries. Without lithium, there will be no battery for us, and we need to depend on China, on other countries for various things. Okay, I discussed. There was a part where discuss about Indian drone system. We'll talk about importance of these rare earth metals also. Okay, rich in copper, rich in iron. So there are a lot of resources that we can explore if we get a good relation with Afghanistan. We have actually, and scope of investment. I'm telling you, scope of investment in Afghanistan is a lot, because no other major country, I tell you, China, Russia, and US, not till now, not able to utilize completely the resources of Afghanistan. And if we build good ties with Afghanistan, then in future development project, future investment could be done with us, and we can do a lot of we can extract those resources for our benefit, which we require actually, and we can transfer our interdependence from China to other sources. Okay, so that is very important here. Okay, and obviously China is also making its string of pearls. Okay, and a lot of infrastructure, roadways, seaways, waterways projects. So it is a good counter to good to counter those China's projects, and obviously Pakistan, because important to note down here, Afghanistan during Operation Sindoor and even in the Pahalgam attack, Afghanistan condemned the Pahalgam terrorist attack and supported India during Sindoor operation. That is very important to note down here, because that is obviously Afghanistan is also against Pakistan. They have their own border issues. And as I told you, in 1866, when Afghanistan was not there, okay, because there was no border drawing, no, because in 1947, when Pakistan was made, then only Afghanistan came into existence. And at that time, when Durand Line was made, lot of Muslims, which are Deoband Muslims, get separated. Some went this part of the border, some went this part of the border. Some remain in Pakistan, some remain in Afghanistan. That's why they do not make obey this border, or feel this border that it is right, because it separated them. That's why there is always a border issue. Okay, and this is a region here, that is Baloch region, which is again very much is in news, because Baloch, very important to note down here, Baloch is a kind of tribe. They are tribal people. So in here, people actually identify themselves, first of all, as tribe. Then they said that we are Baloch people. Then we are Islam, or we are Muslims. They do not identify as Pakistanis. That is very important note down here. Okay, so that's why there is there was kind of repression, or there is always a conflict with Baloch people and Pakistani people, and here Afghanistan support, because they both have common enemy, that is Pakistan. Especially in Pakistan, if you are wondering now, like who in Pakistan is the prime minister, or the political powers in they are against of, or the military. Actually, it is the military. They are against of the military. and obviously hand in hand with politics. But the main target is the military armament. That's why if you aware of news, there are always a news of attacking on having army personnel or officers. They are not against the Pakistani people. Remember this thing. So whatever they have, grievances, that grievances are against the this. They are against. They are, or you can say they are Afghanistan or Taliban or Taliban Pakistan. They are doing a kind of jihad against Pakistani army. Now, what is jihad? Jihad is a kind of movement which is done, against those people who are against Islam, and especially a certain kind of sect which is residing in Baloch and Afghanistan region. So Taliban Pakistan, the TTP, is a group, is a ideological group. Okay, no, not ideological group. You can say it is more of a mercenary group that is you can say nurtured or supported by Afghanistan, or you can say Afghanistan ruling government, that is Taliban. Now this TTP resides in Pakistan. Remember, this TTP resides in Pakistan, and they have only one agenda: to do jihad against Pakistani army, not people or political leaders, because these people are actually against the people of Afghanistan and Balochistan. Balochistan is different because one more thing, in Baloch region they have their own army that is called BLA, Balochistan Liberation Army. Now, why there is word liberation? Because they identify as themselves Baloch. We are Baloch first. We are tribes, belong to a certain tribe, and we are Baloch people. We are not Pakistani. That's why there is a separate army that they have, which is continuously in conflict with Pakistani army. Okay, so this is the idea. Got it clear? Follow me. Any doubt? Are you able to understand whatever I have explained till now?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
Getting the idea of scenario, what is happening right now and why it is happening?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Tanmay, Nidhi,
Yes, sir.
Krishna? Clear?
सर मेरे साइड थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे नेटवर्क का इशू है लगता है, तो थोड़ा बार बार आपकी आवाज ब्रेक हो रही है। मैं उसे दोबारा से लेक्चर को देखूंगा, फिर बाद में आपको मैं बताऊंगा।
Okay, not an issue.
यस सर।
Okay, so now we'll dive into the tutorial now. I'll give you a a broader idea, and let's step by step we'll see like what is written in this thing. Okay, now you will able to relate it. Now on in January this year, now there are certain events that happened that we as a nation we came across Afghanistan number of times in this year only. In January, our foreign secretary Vikram Misri ji made first such contact meeting Mr. Muttaqi in Dubai. They have already have a meeting in Dubai. Then on May 16, India-Pakistan conflict ended in ceasefire. S. Jaishankar spoke to Muttaqi over telephone, thanking Afghanistan for its support and condolences over the Pahalgam terror. That's why I told you Afghanistan is important, because they help in counter-terrorism also. They are also against Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. They are also against these terrorist groups which are sheltered by Pakistani army. So that's why Afghanistan is very important for us. Next, in August, India approached the UN Security Council to request permission from its sanction committee for a visit by Taliban foreign minister to India. Actually, this person actually had sanctioned by UN Security Council that he cannot make international trips. So actually, India made a request that please allow him or remove the sanctions to come in India. The request failed. They declined the request, but ultimately the request was denied. But when the request was repeated a month later, it came through, allowing the visit from October 9 to 16. But second time they made it successfully, and that's why he is here. Actually, he's not allowed to do the international trips. It is only because of India. India pitched that let him come. That is very important here. Okay? That shows that make those that we are talking about soft power, na? That soft power of India and Afghanistan is very good. Okay, so they know that what India is doing. I'll tell you, this article also include a lot of things. Even so, okay, we have already did this. Next important point. Now, what transpired during the talk? Now, what is happening? Okay, now during the talk, that is very important. That apart from its technical mission, like technical mission in the sense we keep on doing those humanitarian assistance. Okay, to Afghanistan in terms of medicines, in terms of you can say those food items, whether it is wheat, rice, and other things. As a humanitarian assistance is free of cost. Remember this thing. Okay. So we apart from this, we are going to set up in future. We are going to set up an embassy. Okay, that is very important move here, and is expected to appoint diplomats to be appointed there shortly. He also handed over the keys to 20 ambulances will be given. Okay, 20 ambulances to Afghanistan. Promised health infrastructure project like hospitals. Okay, okay. Then water projects and humanitarian aid. Very very important. Okay. Then for its part, Afghan side join India in condemning terrorism in the region. See, these are very good words here. इनको आप use कर सकते हो. Use these words. ठीक है, condemn करना. ठीक है. Then condemning terrorism in the region and committed that it would not allow Afghan soil to be used by groups inimical to India. Very important. There is a line. I'll just give you context of this line. In history, in past, what happened actually? Afghanistan region, Afghanistan territory in 1970s. It was under control under control of Russia, current Russia, but that time Soviet Union. Okay. Now they appointed a ruler, Afghan ruler. Okay, and that ruler was not so effective in this Afghanistan region. And in these 1970s, just imagine whatever I'm telling you now. Just close your eyes and try to imagine whatever I'm trying to say. Now, during 1970s, what will happen? One scenario, Afghanistan is there. There was a ruler that is appointed, that is controlled by Russia or Soviet Union. Okay, and during the same time in 1970s, US lost a war in Vietnam, and Vietnam got supported by Russian army, and US is not happy with that. Obviously, there is a Cold War, happening in Russia and US. Okay, so US was not happy with the defeat. Now, while going back to the transferring their military, they approached Pakistan, and Pakistan said that the ruler that currently ruling Afghanistan is not powerful. So, with the help of ourselves, we'll give you help. We will let your military equipments and army to reside in our territory, and you can capture and you can defeat Russia here. This is actually happened at that time. Afghan soil is just become a playground of Russia and US, and US make it more playable with the help of Pakistan. Now you just think one more time why US is very close to Pakistan. Why IMF always allows bail and always giving loan to Pakistan. US never wanted that Pakistan as a nation collapse. Never. Visit of failed marshal. I'll quote it as failed marshal. Okay. So failed marshal Asim Munir to visit US. So all of these events are linked by the past. Pakistan always helped US, giving their territorial access to do their misadventures in Afghanistan. Okay, and ultimately they keep doing it till now. That's why during the Operation Hindu, there was a region that is called Kirana Hills, and when Kirana Hills got hit by BrahMos, there was you can say an instability in US Parliament. That because that Kirana Hills not only a nuclear facility but also reside nuclear facility not only of Pakistan but also of US and military equipment also. Okay, so that's why US Pakistan ties are, you can relate with that why they are close enough. Okay, now next is the Afghan side joined India in condemning terrorism that I already said. Now in 2022 UN report said that Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba maintained camp in eastern Afghan provinces. That is very important here. That because and that's why they are against it. And when when in Operation Sindoor these camps were attacked, that's why Afghanistan supported it. Okay. Now next is, why has cooperation been enhanced? क्यों जरूरी है? Why we need to improve our ties with Afghanistan? Mr. Muttaqi's visit just clashes began just as clashes broke out between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan launched airstrikes on Kabul in retaliation of terror attacks by Taliban Pakistan. Now you can relate with it. Why because Taliban Pakistan is a mercenary group. Mercenary group means you give them target, they will kill it. That's it. They do not have any kind. The only agenda that they have they have an enemy that they know it, and that the enemy is Pakistan army, and that's why it is called terror attack, because in Pakistan it is defined as terrorist organization which is against Pakistani army. Okay, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, that Pakistan claims is sheltered by Taliban, that I already told you. Okay, next. Now there are three reasons. First is to neutralize any threat from Taliban in an increasingly volatile neighborhood. Now, as I mentioned, that we have a very volatile neighborhood: Bangladesh, Nepal, and China and Pakistan. We are covered very unstable situations, so we cannot afford one more country to get against us. So it is very important. With government losing power to protesters, Nepal Gen Z protest, Bangladesh protest happened. Sheikh Hasina flew. Then Yunus took over. Okay. Then India losing stable partners in South Asia and China making inroads. Okay. Stable partner, abhi tak there is no major and stable partner. So we require a person, we require a country, not a person, require a country, a region, which is helpful for us in terms of resources and diplomatic relations, and that we can rely on. Okay. Next, another reason is to build connectivity for trade as land routes are closed. I told you that access to the Central Asian countries. Okay, Pakistan refuses to allow transit trade, that we know. US has now reimposed sanctions. Actually, sanctions from Iran have been removed, especially from Chabahar Port. That's why we started developing it for our own use. And if you see, Chabahar Port plays a crucial role in INSTC. See, International North-South Corridor. This Chabahar Port plays a crucial role. So actually, US put sanction on it that now that you cannot develop it. But again, we can use it for. We are using it, and we used it in past to send the humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan. Remember this thing. Okay. That's why it is very important to have a good ties with Afghanistan, which was being developed by India as an alternate route. In the broader Eurasian region, Russia has officially recognized the Taliban government. See, Russia recognized Taliban government. First country to do so. Then others like China, Pakistan, Iran, Gulf. Gulf means Saudi, Oman, UAE. Okay. Gulf and Central Asian states that have already allowed Taliban embassies could follow. India cannot afford to be cut out. That is very important. These countries already recognize, okay, there is a Taliban government, because since 2021, when Taliban took over, okay, there was a lot of instability from 2001 to 2021. That is a totally different story. I'll tell you in some other part. Whenever similar news comes in future, I'll definitely tell you what had happened during 2001 to 2021. There was a lot of instability and lot of you can say cat and mouse game is happening. Okay, and during that time also Al Qaeda was there, and then 9/11 attack happened. A lot of things happened. Okay, then Taliban also hijacked our plane also. Okay, so a lot of things happened in that. In past, we also have been victim of the terrorism from Afghanistan, but from 2021, there is a certain stability that has been found, and eventually certain countries started recognizing Taliban government of Afghanistan. Okay, then India has also maintained the working with the regime in power. That is humanitarian aid to Afghan men and women to secure more than 3 billion in investment that made between 2001 and 2021, when Taliban was out of power. When Taliban was not in power, we already invested $3 billion. That is very important note down. And this time period, 2001 and 2021, is very important time. Actually, this is the time where actually US, Russia, and Pakistan, they were all having playground in this region, and US suffered a lot of things during that time also. But there was a fight for power. there was a conflict for power during this 20 years. There were 2 decades. But from 2021, finally Taliban took over, and ultimately it seems much stable. But again, the point is here that it imposed very strict laws in the form of Islamic Sharia law that I have told you. Okay, that prohibits women from education, work, forces them to into burqas, and bans them public parks and buildings. So these are certain restrictions, but we never allow, or you can say we never endorse it. Okay, that they are doing right. Okay, remember this thing. Next, if you see, no, the gestures that they have made, they had a press conference here. Okay, they had a press conference here that is having journalists, 20 journalists. But point is that they did not allow female journalists. This is the first press conference that they did, but in the second press conference they allowed everyone. Okay, so certain, and then when allowed, there was no hard questions asked to them about freedom of government and freedom of women and girls in their government. But they said, but the spokesperson of Taliban said that the education in religious madrasas are given to them, which is untrue, which is not true actually. That's the thing that they are happening. They are very strict to women and girls there. Okay, they do not have much freedom of speech and freedom in short. Okay, then can Taliban-led Afghanistan go from being India's enemy and become a friend? Okay, the point is here, India has much to gain from a friendly government in Kabul with influence based on its historic friendship with Afghan people. The 2001 and 2021 period, that is very important, because when no one is interested in Afghanistan, we made 3 billion investment. Okay, when Afghanistan is in the highest level of instability, we now invested and we helped Afghanistan to grow and to at least sustain. That is very important here. Okay, India was Afghanistan's first strategic partner, but an air corridor to increase, built an air corridor to increase bilateral trade, worked on a number of development infrastructure projects there, while Taliban's current conflict with Pakistan will only enhance New Delhi growth. So that's why it is important. Okay, so we already did a lot to Afghanistan, and they recognize it very well. They know the importance of India in terms of the aid that we are giving them, and the support, and obviously the roots that they belong to. So this is all about current India-Taliban relations or India-Afghanistan relations.